Alright, what is going on, guys? So the new Captain Marvel Nick Fury event quest is out, man. It's looking good. I haven't even jumped in yet. I just woke up like an hour after it's come out. Everyone's streaming right now, so I'll probably stream it sometime today. The new Nick Fury recon initiatives are looking nice, and I was looking at the rewards, and the shards here are a little bit lackluster. There's no crystals like how it was at Gwenpool Goes to the Movie, just some shards and some tier 2 alpha fragments. But the big thing is these intel. So you can go ahead and gain all the intel from doing all the difficulties, which you're probably going to want to do them all. It doesn't. I jumped into the epic one, didn't do anything. I just looked at the PI. It's not looking too bad in the first one, at least. I'll probably stream that soon after this video. But yeah, there's also some cool new profile pictures. A scroll, which is pretty cool. A Captain Marvel one, I like that, but probably not going to spend 500 units on them. But if we hop over to the miscellaneous section of the store here, you can see what we can spend all of our intel on. So now this reminds me of what was it? The Infinity Dust store, I think it was. It reminds me exactly like that. It looks in the exact same format. And so we're gonna break down all the values. What's the best thing to spend your intel on? And yeah, we're gonna go through. So I believe on the forums it was said that naturally you can gain about 5,700 intel. Roughly that much, so 5,000 and about 700. So we're just going to go over what's the best to get, and of course it does depend where you're at in the game. So if you're a very new player and you can only get, you're not going to be able to complete the hardest difficulties. Maybe going for a 4-star awakening gem or a 4-star crystal could be the best option for you. But for anyone in the end game, that's what this is mainly going to be targeted at, where you should go. Or just, if you've completed, if you're uncollected, let's separate about that. If you're uncollected, this is probably where you're going to want to go. So the main thing is the 5-star awakening gem. So this costs 5,000 intel. So that's like 90% of all the intel you're gonna gain naturally. There could be other means of getting it, maybe like with some offers. I'm assuming the way they worded it on the forums makes it sound like that. But yeah, this 5-star awakening gem seems like definitely the way to go. I've looked at all the values here, and the 6-star shards don't look worth it at all. 1,000 for 250. That's not a good deal. That's not a good deal at all. If you wanted to get 1,000, that'd be 4,000. Yeah, that is garbage, man. You don't want to spend intel on that. I mean, if you really do, like 6 stars are what you're really gunning for. I mean, hey, it's your account. You go with what you want. But for me personally, that is just horrible value. I will not be spending a single intel on that, let alone 1,000, man. It's definitely not worth it there for me. There's some 5-star signature stones here. This it's pretty expensive, 200 for each. I don't think I'd be going this route. Maybe if you buy the 5,000 Intel Awakening Gem and you want to get a couple 6 stones with whatever you got left, I could see that, but I don't really think it's that good of value. Which actually has surprisingly good value is the Tier 2 Alpha Fragments. So for 7,200, it's only 200 Intel. I think that's a really good offer for Tier 2 Alpha Fragments, and everyone needs Tier 2 Alpha Fragments. I'm at a point where I really don't need them, but hey, that's still a good price. I might pick it up just because that is such good value, and you can get 18,000 for 500 here, so that's half a Tier 2 Alpha for only 500 Intel, man. That's a really good deal. That's really good. There's also a smaller pack for 100 of 3,600 if you want to go with that route. So if you're looking to get some Tier 2 Alpha, it's definitely worth it. Definitely some good value here. So if you pick up the 5-star Awakening Gem and you got some left, I think that's definitely a good way to go to spend what you got left. For sure there. The other big item let's talk about is the 5-star shards. So it's 1440 for 2,500 5-star shards. And again, this, same with the 6-star shards, it's not really worth it to me, man. 5-star shards comes in pretty quick nowadays. If you just grind arena, you can get so much 5-star shards from arena. You can literally get like over 5,000 shards a week from just doing arena. So yeah, I really don't think that's worth it. I think it's better to invest in the intel in the 5-star Awakening Gem and Tier 2 Alpha. And there's one other item which we need to talk about here, which is the Tier 5 Basic Fragments. So this is the other very big ticket item people were excited for. And it's 1,500 fragments for 1,300 intel. Now, it's a point where it's not horrible value, but it's not great value. I could see going this route if you're really trying to get the tier 5 basics to catch up in rank 5s. For me right now, I'm at 7 rank 5s, so I'm not behind. I mean, there's people with like 10 rank 5s, but at this point, I'm not worried. I don't feel like I'm behind anymore. Really, it's once you get the 5, because then those 5 will be in your prestige. Maybe 6 to get like a 1 for prestige. But once you're at that point, you don't really. It's not as big of a worry of getting the tier 5 basic fragments. And then once you have 5 rank 5s, then you can start doing map 7. You can start getting more tier 5 basic that way, and then it just starts coming in more. It's domino effect. Once you get to that point, it just keeps going. So if you're not at that point yet, if you're not in that domino effect yet, I can see going this route, but you're only going to be able to get 4,500 max, which is half a month of uncollected, which when you think about it, okay, that's not horrible, but that's going to cost you about 4,000 of your intel, which is a lot. That means you're not going to be able to get the 5-star ranking gem probably anyway. Even if there's offers, you probably won't be able to get it. So yeah, I can see if you want to go that route. I don't suggest it, but if you feel like you're behind, you're trying to catch up on the rank 5s, I understand if you need to go that route. The tier 4 basics, 400 each, that's, I don't know, that seems like kind of a lot for a tier 4 basic. I think this should have been maybe a bit lower, but if you really look gun for those tier 5 basics, I could see it. If you had a couple miscellaneous extra intel and you wanted to put them in there, okay, that's fair. The tier 4 class Callus Crystal, 700 intel for one of these. This is absolutely not worth it. Don't buy these unless you're not uncollected, and these are what you really need. You have a lot of trouble getting these tier 4 class Callus Crystals. But anyone in where I'm at or in the end game, you probably once you're done uncollected, you probably don't need these. That seems like way too much. I might be picking up a couple of these crystals for 150 get 5 of these tier 2 alpha catalyst, tier 2 class catalyst crystals. I never feel like doing those quests, so yeah, I'll probably pick up some of those. Those are pretty good value. I like those, and there's also the tier 1 version for 10. So yeah, I'll probably be picking up those too, because I just cannot be bothered to run those quests. So that's nice there. Some tier 3 basic catalysts. These aren't horrible value, but still probably wouldn't buy them unless you really need them. Tier 3 catalyst crystals. I actually heard of some people even in the end game needing these, complaining about the tier 3 class catalyst daily quest that it doesn't yield any. I have like a bunch of the fragment crystals like these, so I've never had an issue. But I mean, if you really need these, 80 seems kind of like a lot. I don't know. I don't suggest getting those unless you're really in dire need, I guess. Yeah. The tier 1 basic catalyst, I mean, these are like nothing. So if you want to buy these, I guess go ahead. But I have like 20 of those in the overflow, so I'm not going to buy any of those. Another item we should talk about is the tier 1 alpha. 80 for one of these. That's not bad value. So 400 for 5. Yeah, I could see if you need tier 1 alphas, that's not a bad way to go. Definitely see that. And the 5-star shards here, it's the same thing as the 2500 pack that we talked about. It's just the same amount, I believe, if I didn't do the math. But it looks like the same amount, just with a lower value, so you can just buy them more. But still don't suggest it. 4-star signature stones, don't suggest those. 4-star shards, don't suggest those. And the 4-star awakening gem and crystal, again, if you're uncollected, definitely don't suggest those. And 3-star crystal, I mean, if you're working on like act 3 maybe, yeah, like I said, it depends where you're at in the game. But to recap, mainly what you should be focused on, your sole focus for your intel should be this 5-star awakening gem for about 70% of players. Probably like 85% of players that are uncollected should be focused on getting this 5-star awakening gem. I think 5-star awakening gems are just such good value if, for one, you're not a big spender on the game. I mean, even if you're a mediocre spender, like if you see a 5-star awakening gem deal, you're gonna pick it up. But like you don't buy like 100 of the new or like 50 of the new GMCs every time they come around, then I don't consider you a big spender. These are just so good because having awakening gems are just it's so good, man. When you get a new champion, like, boom, just sauce that awakening gem in. You want to grind for a featured? All right, you got an awakening gem, perfect. You only got to do that grind once, and you're done. You know, it's just there's such good value, especially if you're not a spender. And yeah, man, I'm at a point where I'm at the end game, and I still think 5-star ranking gem crystals are just such good value, man. Even if the 6-star shards and tier 5 basics was better value in the store here, I'd still focus my intel on the 5-star rating gem because I think they're so good, man. And I know some people are gonna say like there's something in the game where you get more of the class that you already have, and I don't think that's true. I think people just get unlucky, man. I think that's really what it is. Some people have like 3 tech gems. I know I've seen it. There's people in my alliance like that. It's just unlucky, man. You just get out of that mindset that Kabam's against you. Just get out of that mindset. Just think about don't think about it, man. Just open it up and hope for a good class, right? Because it's not rigged against you. You get a 1 in 6 chance of any class. And yeah, even having multiple classes, I mean, if you have more than 3, that kind of sucks. But there's new champs coming out all the time. You'll get a use for them eventually. I mean, look at Seaton. He had 3 cosmic gems back when all the cosmic champs sucked. And you know, now he has a rank 5 Hyperion. He's rank 4. I think he has rank 5 Medusa actually on his main account as well. He's been putting those cosmic gems to work, man. He probably has one for Corvus. So yeah, to recap, mainly focus on the 5-star awakening gem. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this analysis breakdown of the Intel shop. I don't know why they don't have their own section just called like Intel. I don't know why they put in the miscellaneous. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions if you agree with me, where you're at in the game, what you think you're going to be going for. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Peace. Subscribe for more content to come.